Just now we have discussed about the Rutherford model of atom. Now let us go to the another important aspect of model of atom, that is Bohr model of atom. Before going to discuss about the Bohr model of atom, let us discuss about the nature of electromagnetic radiation. The electromagnetic radiation, James Maxwell suggested that when electrically charged particle is accelerating, alternating electric and magnetic fields are produced. Look at this. This is the nucleus of an atom and electron is moving around this nucleus. We know that nucleus is a charged particle and electron is also a charged particle. When this electron is moving around the nucleus, being a charged particle, this particle emitting alternating electric and magnetic fields. So this is in accordance with the Maxwell suggestion. Now these fields, look at these fields. This red indicates the electric field. This is the electric field component, and here this axis, here we have represented the three axes. Look at these three axes. The first axis, this represents the direction of propagation of the wave, and this red line indicates the electric field component of the electron, and this blue line indicates the magnetic field component of the electron. Now observe these two. These two are perpendicular and perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the electron wave. So this is about the electromagnetic radiation. Now coming to these two, these fields are transmitted in the form of waves called electromagnetic waves. This is also known as the electromagnetic radiation. Let us see the important properties of electromagnetic radiation. These means here the electromagnetic radiation consists of electric and magnetic fields. These are oscillating in the direction perpendicular to each other and perpendicular to the direction in which the wave is traveling. Look at this here. These waves, the red indicates the electrical field component and the blue indicates the magnetic field component, which are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. Coming to the next one, all the electromagnetic waves travel with the same velocity. The velocity is equal to that of the velocity of light, which is 3.0 into 10 power 8 meters per second. So therefore, all the electromagnetic radiations, whatever the electromagnetic radiation, the velocity of that particular electromagnetic radiation is a constant, and this constant is 3.0 into 10 power 8 meters per second. And another characteristic is these electromagnetic radiations do not require any medium for propagation. This is another speciality of this electromagnetic radiation. They do not require any medium. Without medium also these electromagnetic radiations can propagate. So these are the characteristics or properties of the electromagnetic radiation. Now let us go to the another important aspect, that is about the nature of light. What is a light? Light is a form of electromagnetic radiation. So that means light also contains this electric and magnetic field components. The nature of light can be explained by two theories. The first one is the corpuscular theory and the second one is the wave theory. First of all, let us discuss about the corpuscular theory. This corpuscular theory of light was proposed by Newton. According to Newton, light is composed by many invisible particles. These particles are called as corpuscles. So this is a light. This light consists of invisible particles. These particles cannot be seen with our naked eye. For example, for understanding only, look at this. Here, this light consists of very small particles. These small particles is called corpuscles. So this is the theory which was proposed by Newton. So therefore, according to Newton, light is composed by so many particles. So therefore, Newton explains the particle nature of light. Coming to the another theory, that is the wave theory. This wave theory of light was given by Maxwell. According to Maxwell, light and other forms of radiation propagate through space in the form of waves. So here the corpuscular theory is overruled and Maxwell proposed the wave theory of light. According to Maxwell, the light is propagated from one space to another space through a wave. Look at this. This is a wave. Light can travel from one place to another place. Look at this. Here, while traveling this wave, it has ups and downs. Look at this. This is called a crest. So that means these upper portions are represented as crests. Now, the depressions here, these are the depressions. These depressions are called troughs. So that means a wave consists of a series of crests and troughs. Look at this, these crests and troughs in this wave. Now, before going to discuss much about this wave theory, let us characterize characteristics of wave. These waves are characterized by these properties. The first one is the wavelength, frequency, velocity, amplitude and wave number. So these are the characteristics associated with any wave. Let us discuss one by one. So the first one is wavelength. The wavelength is represented by lambda. Here it is defined as the distance between any two adjacent crests or troughs in a wave is called wavelength. To understand this, look at this animation. Here this is a wave. Here these are the crests and these are the troughs. Look at this. Here the distance between any two adjacent, these are the adjacent crests. Here the distance from this point to this point is called wavelength. And also you consider the troughs. Here these two are the troughs. Here the distance between these two is also wavelength. So it is represented as lambda. Therefore it is the distance between any two successive crests or troughs. This is about the wavelength. Coming to the units of wavelength, because these waves are having very small magnitude of length, so that means the wavelength is expressed in distance units only. Hence the units are meters or centimeters. Because the magnitude is very small, we can express it in angstrom units or nanometers. So angstrom units and nanometers, these are very small units of length or distance. Here 1 angstrom unit is 10 power minus 8 centimeters, which is equal to 10 power minus 10 meters, and 1 nanometer is equal to 10 power minus 9 meters. So these are the units of wavelength. Coming to the another characteristic, that is velocity. As we know about velocity, velocity is the distance traveled by a wave in 1 second, which is called the velocity of the wave, and it is represented with the letter c. C represents the velocity of light or wave. Now, what are the units? Here the units are meters per second or centimeters per second. Another characteristic is frequency. This frequency is represented with the letter nu. This is pronounced as nu. It is defined as the number of waves which pass through a given point in 1 second is known as frequency. Here the units are hertzes or cycles per second. To understand this, let us assume this is a point. So waves are crossing this point. The number of waves in 1 second, how many waves are crossing this point, that is indicates the frequency. Now, what is the formula to calculate this frequency? The frequency can be calculated using this formula. Nu is equal to c by lambda, where c represents the velocity of the wave and lambda is the wavelength. Now, we discuss about the another characteristic of the wave, that is amplitude. This is represented with the A. It is the height of crest or depth of trough of a wave and is generally expressed by the letter A. Look at this. This is a wave. Here the amplitude represents this distance between this propagation line and the height of the crest. This distance is called amplitude. Similarly, we take for trough also. This also indicates the amplitude. Now, what is the significance of this amplitude? The significance of amplitude is the amplitude of the wave determines the intensity or brightness of the radiation. This is about the amplitude. Next aspect is wave number. This wave number is represented with nu bar. It is pronounced as nu bar. It is defined as the number of waves per unit length and it is equal to the inverse of wavelength expressed in centimeters. So therefore, it has two definitions. First one is, it is defined as the number of wavelengths per unit length, and another definition is, it is the inverse of the wavelength. Now, what are the units of this wave number? The wave number has a meter inverse or centimeter inverse as the units. Now, what is the formula? From the definition, we can write nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda, because it is the inverse of the wavelength. So therefore, nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. Coming to the relation between the frequency and wave number, we know that from our previous definition of frequency, nu is equal to c by lambda. We know that. This formula is already known at the frequency discussion. So therefore, which is equal to, so c by lambda can be written as c into 1 by lambda. This 1 by lambda is denoted by nu bar. So therefore, nu is equal to c into nu bar. So that means this is the conversion between the light from wave number to frequency, or vice versa. Now, let us discuss about the types of electromagnetic radiations. There are many types of electromagnetic radiations which differ by any of its characteristics. So, based on the characteristics we have discussed so far, based on those properties or characteristics, we can split the electromagnetic radiations into number of types. The arrangement of different types of electromagnetic radiations in the increasing order of wavelengths, or any of the property you can take, either at frequency or wavelength or wave number, whatever it may be, is known as the electromagnetic spectrum. So this is the electromagnetic spectrum is a sequential representation of different electromagnetic radiations. Now let us see what are the different types of electromagnetic radiations. So here, this is the spectrum of electromagnetic radiation. Here the top of one represents the frequency and the bottom one represents the wavelength, which is expressed in meters, whereas the frequency is expressed in hertz. First of all, let us see the gamma rays. In this electromagnetic radiation, these gamma rays are having highest energy. So look at this. These gamma rays are having frequency between 10 power 19 to 10 power 23. If you consider its wavelength, it is 10 power minus 11 to 10 power minus 17. So therefore, if any radiation or light which is having this frequency or wavelength is called a gamma rays. Now let us go to the another type of electromagnetic radiation, that is X-rays. So these are present after the gamma rays. So look at this, these are gamma rays, these are X-rays. So these are having less frequency than the gamma rays, and these are having high wavelength than gamma rays. So like this, we have placed the different electromagnetic radiations starting from UV. Next one, this part indicates the visible light. Next one is IR, microwaves, then radio wave. Here these radio waves, then long radio waves. Like this, these are the different types of electromagnetic radiations. Out of these electromagnetic radiations, these gamma rays are having highest energy. They are energetic radiations. Coming to the long radio waves, these are having less energy. When you compare these electromagnetic radiation with respect to frequency, these gamma rays are having higher frequency, whereas the long radio waves are having less frequency. Suppose if the types of electromagnetic radiations are expressed with respect to the wavelength, these gamma rays are having less wavelength, whereas long radio waves are having greater wavelengths. So therefore, look at this. This gamma rays are having 10 power minus 16 as the wavelength. So that means very small. When the wavelength is small, it has higher energy. Now coming to the long radio waves. These long radio waves are having wavelength 10 power 8. So therefore, here these are having less energy. Now apart from this, another one is the visible light. Look at this. This is the visible light. This small portion is represents the visible light. Visible light contains, how many colors? 7 colors. Look at these 7 colors. These different colors are represented as violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So therefore, this is the increasing order of their frequency and decreasing order of their wavelength. Look at this. Here 400 represents the wavelength of the violet light. Here the 750 indicates the wavelength of this 750, which is expressed in nanometers. This indicates the wavelength of the red light. So therefore, this visible light contains these 7 portions. They are having a wavelength between 400 to 750. So therefore, what is the conclusion is the visible region is only a small part of the entire electromagnetic spectrum. Now, the increasing order of wavelength of different electromagnetic radiations is, as I already discussed about this, the increasing order of wavelength of the different electromagnetic radiations. So this is gamma rays, which are having very less wavelength compared with other electromagnetic radiations, which is less than the X-rays, which is still less than UV rays, visible light, IR rays, microwave rays and radio waves. So therefore, coming to the wavelength, these different electromagnetic radiations, these are arranged in the increasing order like this. So from this we conclude that radio waves are having maximum wavelength, whereas gamma rays are having minimum wavelength. Another aspect of this electromagnetic radiation is the increasing order of frequency or wave number. Both are having the same order of these electromagnetic radiations is, so that means this, which is just reverse of the previous wavelength order. So look at this here, radio waves are having minimum frequency or wave number. So that means this is just reverse of this wavelength. So therefore, radio waves less than microwaves, which is less than IR rays, less than visible light, less than UV rays, X-rays and gamma rays. So therefore, radio waves are having minimum frequency or wave number, whereas gamma rays are having highest frequency or wave number. Now, what is the wavelength of visible light? The wavelength of visible light is 380 nanometers to 760 nanometers. So this is the wavelength order of the visible light. As we have already discussed about the visible light contains 7 colors. VIBGYOR, VIBGYOR, VIBGYOR. These are the different colors, violet, indigo and so on, red. These are the different colors. These different colors having wavelength starting from 380 nanometers, which is for violet, and the final red is having 760 nanometers as the wavelength. Now coming to the rays which are adjacent to the visible light. Rays which are adjacent to the visible light is UV rays. Look at this. What is the position of UV light? Yes, which is just left hand side to the visible light. So therefore, these are having a wavelength of, the wavelength of UV light is 180 nanometers to 380 nanometers. Now coming to the visible light. In the visible light, the different colors are having different wavelengths. The wavelength order of the different colors is given by violet less than indigo, less than blue, less than green, less than yellow, less than orange, less than red. So therefore, among the visible colors, violet is having minimum wavelength, whereas red is having maximum wavelength. Coming to the frequency or wave number, this order is just reversed. So therefore, violet is having maximum wave number or frequency and red is having minimum wave number or frequency.